As the CDC determines eligibility for the H1N1 vaccine, there are concerns that there will not be enough of the vaccine to go around. And making things worse, some people may need 2 doses rather than 1. Will the vaccine be enough to beat the virus in the fall? To find out, we turn to ABC News Chief Medical Editor Dr. Tim Johnson. Dr. Tim?
Thank you, Tanya. And to help answer those and other questions, we welcome Dr. William Schaffner, who is the chairman of preventive medicine at Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Tennessee. He's just returned from Atlanta, where he was an active member of the discussion group at the CDC yesterday on the vaccine. So, Bill, I'll start off with this question. Everybody's talking about so many millions of doses available and so many risk groups that need it. How do we determine now, with the testing that's going on, which people will need how much and how many doses?
Well, the testing, as you say, Tim, is underway at the present time. What we actually anticipate and actually fear in some ways is that many people will require 2 doses for full protection. But let's let the tests run, and when the vaccine starts to come in, what the committee decided yesterday was to put some people, figuratively speaking, at the front of the line. We would like to target some people to get those first doses first.
And as we talk so much about the vaccine, I want to have you, as an expert on infectious disease in general and on the H1N1 outbreak, talk about the relative importance of vaccines versus all the other preventive techniques we emphasize, such as washing hands, avoiding coughing, sneezing, etc.
All those things are good things, Tim. However, vaccines are absolutely critical. And with all the attention on the new H1N1 vaccine, we should not forget seasonal influenza vaccine, which will be present, delivered end of August, beginning September, in abundance in all doctors' offices, clinics, pharmacies, and the like. And we all should get that vaccine because those regular influenza viruses will be circulating this season, just as the H1N1 will be.
And just to clarify, we do not expect the seasonal flu vaccine, the one we get every year, to offer protection against this new swine flu H1N1 virus.
Terribly important point. You're exactly right. The seasonal influenza vaccine will not protect against this new novel H1N1, but it will provide protection against the other influenza strains that will be circulating kind of at the same time.
And another large issue for people as they contemplate the new vaccine is the safety issue. We know, you and I know, that this is tested in a relatively small number of people as compared with the numbers that will get it once approved. And we're all thinking about, it was 1976, I believe, when the swine flu vaccine then led to a problem with neurological disease, Guillain-Barré disease. So how can we be sure about the safety of this new vaccine against the new virus when it is, quite frankly, tested in such small numbers?
Well, there are a couple of things that give us a lot of reassurance. First of all, our ability to analyze the genetics of this 1976 virus and the current one is very good today, and we can show that they are different. They're quite different viruses, even though they're both called swine viruses. They're different. The second thing is, remember, each year we make a new influenza vaccine. And we created a new, test it the same way, and then give it to hundreds of millions of people. And that vaccine is very, very safe. And so we have every expectation that this one will be comparably safe. One other thing. Because we're sensitive about this safety issue, the CDC is going to have a surveillance network, a monitoring network out there that is very elaborate. If we get any signal, any sense that there may be an adverse event, that will be investigated instantaneously.
So, having talked now about the vaccine, let's go to the big picture. What is your prediction, expectation about what will happen in the fall back here in the northern climates with H1N1?
Actually, I've tightened my seatbelt about this a little bit because H1N1 has smoldered throughout the summer in summer camps and the like in young adults. And once school and college, all those kids reassemble in those settings, I'm afraid that that virus will start to pick up very, very early, and we could well have already in October and November an H1N1 outbreak. Now, that gives us a bit of a bother because we're struggling to produce this vaccine. We're in a race. We hope the virus doesn't get to us before we can get the vaccine into us.
Well, I think all of us are fastening our seatbelts, and Bill, as always, you've been very informative. Thanks for taking the time to join us.
Always a pleasure, Tim.